how's it going? It's Joe. I took off from my place in An Nut, went 3 train stops, Bangkok, Punawiti, I think it's called. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. And I'm in Udom Suk. Udom Suk has the True Digital 101 mall. That's actually where I'm going. I'm looking for a rug. And they're at Office Mate. I could have went to the Office Mate in Ekamai, which I've been into a bunch of times. But I like to get out and do a little exploring. I've only been in the True Digit mall once. I don't know what this is. Looks like a huge night market, either being built or it's gone. Here's a Honda dealership. So I like to get out to a new area. I'm not super familiar with this Udom Suk. It's definitely more Thai, but I need to get out and explore on another day. It's roasting hot right now. Here is apartment for rent. Looks like a nice larger apartment building. Now this Udom Suk, in my humble opinion, and they're still building, this is kind of as far as you want to come out if you're going to be in Asok, Nana, central Bangkok more often than not. This is a longer train ride. It's only 3 stops past An Nut, but An Nut's even kind of pushing it at, 5-6 train stops from Asok area. And I'm just talking as a typical expat. Here's Udom Suk, here's An Nut. I mean, you can see how many more train stations there are, and people will ride it all the way to the end of the line. But from here to Asok and the more touristy areas, Prampong, I think it's 9 stops. So if you were to work over here in Asok, I wouldn't want to live in Udom Suk. I don't care if you're saving $200 a month. It's probably worth that extra $200 to get a little closer to work, because that's just going to be a long train ride, rubbing up against sweaty people twice a day. But if you're retired or work from home, yeah, save a few bucks, come out here, and especially if you go into town to party once a week like a normal person, not like me. You're heading into town 5 times a week. This might be an ideal location. There's some beautiful buildings. I think that is the IDEO 101, I think. I'll get a little closer. But there's also a mixture of Thai neighborhoods. And there's the bus from Pattaya heading back to, it'll drop you off at An Nut at the BTS station, and then it heads to Ekamai. But if you've rode the bus to Pattaya, you've definitely rode through here. And then there's another small bus station. I forget what it's called, right? Not even 2-3 blocks from here. They normally pick up maybe 1 passenger and a little bit of cargo. And right at the base of the BTS is the One Udom Suk building. So it's like some different businesses and restaurants, a small, 3-story mall. This is a cool little market area right at the base of the BTS. Flowers, food, looks like you'll find everything. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. It has a tin roof, the rainy season. And just walking around, I'm the only Farang or foreigner, just all Thai people up here. There's plenty of expats that live up here, but it's not going to be anything like Asok or Nana, where every other person is an American or Canadian, British person. Here, this is a little bit more of a Thai neighborhood, which is a good thing. Definitely affordable prices. I didn't see too many things that were more than 50 baht. The IDEO mix right at the base of the Udom Suk. Not exactly sure what soi we're on. We're getting close to Sukhumvit 101, but I'm not positive. I'll see the next sign. You'll see this IDEO mix listed in Property Scout or Hip Flat, Facebook. Always has affordable prices because it is a little bit out here. It's not really that far. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I mean, this is a big city with big city traffic. This is 3 in the afternoon. At 5, 6 p.m., it's only going to be worse. So if you have to head to the office 10 train stops away, man, if you can live right there near the office, just make your life a whole lot easier. Attached to the IDEO mix is a max value. Most of these around town are 24 hours. Here it says it's open till 10, 7 to 10. It's a mini supermarket in between a smaller market and a 7-Eleven, but all kinds of things in there. Definitely drinks and eggs and bread, chips. Nice to have that attached to your building. Once again, that is the Udom Suk BTS, and here are the two buildings for the IDEO mix. So you're not gonna get any more convenient to that. Here we go. So the IDEO mix is on Sukhumvit 103. So I'm just wandering in between Udom Suk, and I'll probably go all the way down to Punta Witi. I always pronounce it wrong, but we're coming up on, I think that's 101.5, and you can see compared to definitely a Seoul, Prompong area, it's a lot more mellow. And once again, the numbers here on Sukhumvit, they don't match up even and odd. So here is 103 on this side. On the other side of the street is IDEO Mobi Sukhumvit 66. And it looks like a fancier new building. You can also find some smaller 8-story buildings off of Sukhumvit here. Just wander back. If you like this area, just come wander around and wander up the little side sois. You're still very close to the train, the night market, the malls, 2 blocks that way. So we'll take a look at what these buildings are tucked away. And here's a Pilates studio. I think that's a training, barber shop, fitness training. Got a barber shop, laundromat, and a 7-Eleven machine. These 7-Eleven machines are kind of interesting. They're like a soda machine, but you can get an apple or a sandwich in there. It's a really quiet complex, being not even a half a block off of Sukhumvit. Looks like it's in 4 buildings. They even have a little mini market, B-Mart, and a security guard. I don't see any balconies on the units. I really like, I'm not a smoker or anything, but I like at least to pretend I can open my window and have a little fresh air. I think that's the backside of the IDEO building. You can also find some hidden gems in these Thai buildings, but that's definitely gonna be once you're over here and get to know people and that's somebody's brother-in-law. I mean, some of them are a little hardcore, you know what I mean? Just an old Thai building, where others have been totally remodeled, and this person might occupy all 4 of those floors. So if you need that kind of space for a couple of people in offices, you might get a heck of a deal. Yeah, that's a nice older building. Now I did see a big huge laundromat, so that's possible indication that there's no washing machines in the units. Like my big building, it doesn't even have a laundromat. It has a laundry service if you're too lazy to do your own wash, but every unit at least comes with a washer where I'm at, and no dryer. There's not a lot of dryers over here in Thailand. You wash it and then you hang it outside like everybody else. I believe the complex is called City Home. So it's this large tower and then the 3 smaller towers in the back. These do have smaller balconies. It's like anywhere in the world. Get out of this person's way. Thank you. You're gonna pay for the size. You're gonna pay for how close it is to the center of town. So that in days gone by, when I was looking 5-6 years ago, kind of planning on moving over, this Udom Suk kept popping up as almost half price compared to a lot of places. So I was, let me go take a look at that. And when I came out here, it just seemed so far away, and it is far away. But I ended up in En Nut, 3 train stops from here, and En Nut now is almost, I won't call it in the center of things, but it's not unusual to be hanging out with a group of people and 2 other people out of the 10 live in En Nut. And I really like the idea of these Thai style homes, especially if you can find one like this, tricked out. It looks like it's turned into like a crazy 20-foot roof loft style kind of building. That'd be nice, but those are definitely hidden deals. This is Sukhumvit Soi 101.5, and it looks like an interesting street to explore. Again, it's overcast with the heat of the day, so I'm not making that mile walk, but it looks like all kinds of different little businesses. And I think I was down there years ago in some little wine bar, and again a bunch of cool Thai style buildings with the 3 apartments above. There's the drop dough, donut and coffee. Got a gas station right here. I would recommend against rushing over here and picking up a motorbike. I mean, I get it. I've lived in California my whole life, and 99% of the time had 2 cars just for myself. So it is a change to not have a car and think, well, I better at least pick up a motorbike. You really don't need it. Driving around Bangkok is just crazy. But just stick with the taxi, sit on the back of motorbikes, and get your feet wet. If you absolutely need to pick one up, not a problem. But you might pick it up and never use the thing. And surprisingly, gas isn't that overpriced here in Bangkok. They have E20, 91.95. And I forget off the top of my head, I think the E20 is an ethanol, 80% gas, 20% ethanol blend, and then diesel. I looked up like the 91 octane. This was 2 months ago, and it was about $4 a gallon. It's in liters, so I did the conversion, roughly $4 a gallon. And again, it's about 4 p.m. and this is the sidewalk traffic. You are getting a few motorbikes going up and down the sidewalk. You know, this guy has to go in this direction, so he's taking a shortcut against the sidewalk, but it's generally a lot more mellow up here. Across the way is the centric scene, Sukhumvit Soi 64, which is equal to about 101.5 on the other side. If you were to find a good deal on one of these buildings over here, say 64, there's a nice walkway right there to get in. I believe that's the True Digital 101 Mall, and you're not that far, 2 good blocks to the Udom Suk, the Pantawini, and again, Pantawithi, excuse me for mispronouncing that BTS, but it is 5 blocks about where that other large building is. Here's the Burry Hostel, if you're looking for some budget accommodations to check out the area. Little peek at the neighborhood, Thai style, not even 1 block from the multi-million dollar True Digital 101 Mall. Here's Sukhumvit 101.5. This is a major thoroughfare and kind of a tricky street to get across. I have been down this street 3 or 4 times. Maybe 3 blocks down, there's like a big beer garden area. A lot of good craft beer happening there. Never a shortage of condo projects. Again, this is 101.5, which would be about Sukhumvit Soi 62 on the other side, and it looks like 2 or 3 buildings are going up. They'll be close to this walkway that gets you right to the True Digital Mall, and the Pantawithi BTS down here. Udom Suk is maybe 3 blocks. True Digital Park, Sukhumvit 101, just your typical huge mall. Has everything you need, all the stores. I assume there's a movie theater in there. I know I've been to the food court. All kinds of restaurants, just a nice mall. It's not as fancy as, say, Siam Paragon, but it's a nice, clean mall. Nice and cool, definitely air conditioned. True Digital is kind of a series of buildings with outdoor and garden areas, and then an individual, I think that's like a Starbucks, individual buildings. And I think there's like a small convention center or something. The last time I was here, they were having a mini Comic-Con at whatever center that is, and everybody was walking around dressed up like Darth Vader. And also at True Digital is a Tops Market. I'm sure they're maybe on busy 101 or 101.5. There's a larger market, but Tops will do if you live in the area. I just talked to that guy. He was holding eggs where another larger market is, and he said he's only lived up here 6 months and he hasn't seen one. So that doesn't mean it isn't here. People have to eat. I'm sure it is, but it's not a block away, and I'm just not seeing it. That's a consideration where the grocery store is. Me, I'm a single guy. I don't cook a lot. I'll cook a little bit once a week or something. Not like in the United States where you go to the grocery store and load up for the week. You don't do that here. It's just so cheap to eat out. But it is nice to have something other than a 7-Eleven to go pick up some different types of snacks or fruit. I'm not a huge buying my bananas and oranges at or mangoes at a 7-Eleven, where in the grocery store the ladies are just sitting there making, you can just watch them making the fresh orange juice or cutting up the pineapple. Power Buy, that is the Best Buy here in Thailand, or its equivalent. It's not as large as a Best Buy, but nothing in Thailand is crazy large like we have in the United States. There's just no gigantic Costco's over here. You deal with the smaller stores. And somebody asked me about safety in Thailand. Here's an example. People just leave their shopping and go into the restroom because they don't want to take their food in there, and they know there's a 100% chance nobody is going to touch my things. I don't know if it's a Buddhist thing or a Thai thing, karma thing. It just doesn't happen. It's just super, super safe over here. You also have this nice skywalk above Sukhumvit, which it looks like it goes all the way from the Punawiti BTS straight into the True Digital 101. So if you were off in Asok or Nana and wanted to come explore this area, go to that Punawiti. Again, I'm pronouncing it wrong. You got Bangkok, Nut, Bangkok, then Punawiti, then Udom Suk. So the Punawiti, you can get on the sidewalk here if you don't want to explore on down below and stay out of the rain, and it'll just roll you straight into the mall. Here's a motorbike shop. We got a Toyota dealership, Nissan, and right over here is a Mazda dealership. So really you're not missing much walking down here. Take the skywalk, just some car dealerships, a couple of dentist offices, not a whole bunch to see. I think this guy broke down. Oh shoot, he's kind of limping. I think he might have fell. Yeah, he did fall or got clipped by a car. I hate to see that, but it's a fairly common occurrence, and that guy's clearly a local. So what are your chances going to be after 3 or 4 beers zipping around Bangkok traffic on a motorbike? Not great. In between the True Digital Mall and the Punawiti BTS, which is around the corner here, there's just a whole lot of nothing. No restaurants, certainly not any bars. Here goes the bus to Pattaya. I did a video on that. It's less than $3 one way, and it seems to go every 15 minutes. But there's not a lot of action down here, that's for sure. Of course, you're going to find all kinds of little hidden restaurants and places to enjoy. It's just not in your face like Soi 11 or a lot of other places in Bangkok. You walk down the street and there's just 50 places to choose from. Here, you're going to have to head up that Soi and then take a side Soi to find the place everybody lives in this area where they hang out. Here it is. We made it to the Punawiti BTS. And I am sure I am not even coming close to pronouncing that correct. So that's a look here in, where did I start? About Soi 103. I'm not exactly sure. We're probably up to Soi 99. Go around and peek. No doubt good value for your money on a condo if you're looking for a little quieter life. All right, so we're still on 101, Sukhumvit 101. This 101, man, it goes for, it seemed like 4 blocks, just huge. And this is the Quinn building. I see it's in Thai, but I can understand 15,000 baht, so I'm assuming rents for 15,000 baht. I pay 16,000 baht, so that's about 480 US dollars. So 15 would be 440. They have something like that. The exchange rate goes up and down. They have an Amazon coffee and a little 7-Eleven attached to the building. And that is the stairs to the BTS. So not bad. And here's a young expat going in. I'm sure there's plenty of expats that stay in this area. I'll get up and explore Sukhumvit 101 another day. This deserves its own video. But this is obviously a thoroughfare. I am not a huge fan of that. Again, cabs are cheap, but if you live 3 blocks down the way, you know, just to get in that cab and get up to Sukhumvit and get moving, and then you're just going to be in a traffic jam here. That's going to be 15 minutes to go that 3 blocks. Right at the base of the Puntawini BTS is the room, Sukhumvit 62. Looks like a couple large buildings. I actually had a friend who, she told me she stayed in that building. I didn't know where it was, the room. Well, my search for the rug was a bust. I saw it, this is my own fault. I saw it on Facebook at OfficeMate, the office store, that they had these nice rugs, half price off on clearance. And rugs over here are expensive. Just I think this is a 6 by 4 foot rug. They're usually, for a good one, 125 bucks. Maybe that's not expensive, I don't know. I'm used to a nice Costco rug for 40 bucks. But they had this one marked down to 900 baht, which is like, what, less than 30 bucks? So I went into the OfficeMate here at True Digital, and first thing he said is, yeah, we don't sell rugs. And I said, well, can you order it? I saw it online. He said, where's the picture online? I'm telling you, we don't sell rugs. He pulled out an old school catalog, couldn't find rugs. Again, this is all my fault for not screenshotting the image and the SKU number and on and on. So you can't get overly frustrated. It's Thailand. Those kinds of things are going to happen. I'm sure if that was an ad in the United States, you'd go in there and there'd be 100 of those rugs they're trying to get rid of. That's why it's on sale. But not so much over here in Thailand. It's oftentimes an extra step. So I'm gonna get on a BTS and head down to Ekamai. It's a little bigger store, and I'll probably have the same conversation. It's not that big a deal. You just have to go with the flow in Thailand. If you're easily frustrated, if it's taxis, stores, sometimes the food you order, it's not exactly what you ordered. You gotta go with it sometimes. You can obviously turn your food back in, but it might be 25 more minutes to get another plate of food.